Okay, just good, first OVC, win on the road, tough environment. Just went on the road and played well. I think outside of the, 3 turnovers in the first half, I thought we played great defense. Special teams, played well, and I thought offensively we played well. He had one, probably poor decision and, kind of a miscue on not knowing he's going to get a handoff, and then the other turnovers is a great play. But outside of that, I thought it was just a good night, and just quality win. And I thought going into the game that Tech was better than 0-4 team. I feel like that coming out. Their personnel is really good. They're physical. Did some things well, but I thought we played well and got the W on the road, which is what we wanted to see. So I thought that was attributed to a great week of practice last week. I thought we had a really good week, probably one of our better, Wednesdays, and just a really good Thursday. So hopefully we'll duplicate that again this week and play well. It's going to take that, play a much improved, Austin Peay team. They're coming on I think it's a 3-win streak, first time since 1986 I saw, and they're doing some things really well. So we got to go on the road again and play in a tough environment. That place will be packed, and I said it last year as we played Austin Peay that Coach Healy and his staff were doing a tremendous job. It may not have showed in the win and loss category last year, but you could just see it on film of how they were playing the game, and I got the utmost respect for Coach Healy and the way he runs his program. Number one, it's integrity. I think you get character and class and this commitment that comes with having integrity. You see that in the way they play. There's a lot of folks that may win a lot of games and not do it that way, but he does it the right way. And I think he's got those guys believing, and that's 80% of the battle right there. But they're much better personnel-wise and just doing things the right way. They're fun to watch play. They fly around, they get to the ball defensively. They've played 2 FBS teams and been in the game. With 2 FBS teams, and they're now 2-0 in OVC play, and they're a dangerous team. They're gonna win some games. There's no doubt. So, but I guess what happens when you do things the right way. I think it may take a little time, but that was showed through last year. But I could tell the difference in the level of their play and the way their commitment and the way they were doing things, last year. And I think they're reaping the benefits, of doing things the right way and the way you're supposed to play the game. And they play it with a lot of class and character. And we're looking for a great game and in a good environment on the road this week.
Coach Gross, defensively, it looks like they're posting good numbers. Is that something that's kind of helped push them over the hump?
Oh, there's no doubt. All 3 phases, they're well coached. They got good players. They've done in a short time, really. 2 recruiting cycles. They've upped their ability level. As far as their athleticism on their team, they're longer, they're faster. They just do a solid job, defensively, and not getting out of their gaps and playing sound defense. And they get the ball on the ground, and they don't give up a lot of big plays, so it's hard to get behind them. And they tackle well. And then, offensively, they find ways to run the football. And got 2 quarterbacks that can get it done, and they're playing at a high level right now. So it's they got a solid football team. It's a complete team, and their numbers are really good. Defensively, having played 2 FBS teams, you got to take your hat off to them. They're doing an excellent job.
Is it personnel? Is it confidence? What's the
I think it's everything. It's what you build your program around. Number one, you got to recruit, but you can't just recruit. You got to be able to develop players. So I think they're developing them, and they're doing a great job schematically. So I think if you're missing any one of those elements, you're not going to be able to build a program. So he's built a program fundamentally sound in the way you're supposed to build it. And like I said, I think that's where it's not a secret to me, or it shouldn't be to anybody else, of where their success has come from. And when it comes from that and the way he's built his program. So you got to take your hat off to Coach Healy and their staff, and and the way they're operating, handling their business. And I think it's the way you're supposed to do it.
They like receivers to be 6'something", 200, but your 5'8", 160 guy's really getting it done. Just how's he doing it? And is there Is there some kind of matchup situation there, or how's it work?
I think he definitely creates matchup problems in the slot. When you get him matched up on a safety or linebacker, he creates a matchup problem, and he plays a lot bigger than what he is. I guess when you interview and you're taller than he is, you're like, wow, this guy's really overachieving. But he plays a lot bigger than what he is, and these guys will tell you he just plays with a lot of heart. He's a very passionate player, and he plays with a chip on his shoulder. He plays like a chip on his shoulder, like he is the little guy. So, but he's quick and fast, and does create matchup problems. But he had a big night. I was glad to see him be successful. He's got a great story in itself of how he's persevered and made it through some tough situations of being hurt to missing a year as far as that goes, academic, just a lot of things. I could talk about that guy all day long of what he stands for and how he operates, how he does his job every day. So I think everybody on our team is ecstatic about seeing him have success. So I can talk a lot individually about guys. I think our quarterbacks play well. I think defensively a lot of guys stepped up and played at a high level too. You got I said just after the game, Peyton just played every snap defensively. You said first fall camp, you'd have said, hey, is that guy going to start in our first OVC game and play every snap? Everybody in the room said, I don't think so. But he stepped up and played well on the back end, and like I said, just a lot of guys stepping up doing their job.
For the three players, I know it's early in the week, but do you have any initial impressions of Austin Peay? Start with you on the end, Dalton.
They got a lot of weapons on offense. They play as a team. They play hard. And they play, with each other. They have great chemistry. You can tell in the field. And they got a bunch of weapons like the quarterback and wide receiver and running back's pretty good. So, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a tougher game. It's the next one, so it's our biggest game. It's their biggest game, so pretty excited for this week.
Yeah, Dylan and I, we were just in the film room watching their game from last week, and that's what Coach Cross said. They fly to the ball, sound on defense, and just play hard. So it's gonna be a key matchup for us going into next week.
Yeah, I haven't been able to watch too much film yet, but in the little film we have watched, I'd say that their defensive front is probably their strength on the defense, and to prove that we're a good O-line, we look forward to that challenge to play them.
John, obviously everybody notices number 40 on one side, but talk about what he brings on the other side.
There's a lot of other guys, I'll say that. Dalton is, Darius does get a lot of attention. He gets a lot of attention in the blocking scheme and things like that. Still makes plays. He had a great night the other night. But, a defensive end room, man, I could go on and on, couldn't I, Dalton? It's the way our team is, but it's definitely a brotherhood, and, the way they play the game, and they love to see each other be successful. And, Dalton has been playing really well and probably playing the best of any of them, coming out of fall camp, and he's had some good games and made a lot of good plays. But he knows those other guys can play as well. But we got some guys in that room just play so hard, and that's what you want to see. That's these two guys right here have to block them guys every day. So when they need to spill it, they'll spill it. They'll give up their sacrifice, what we call sacrifice your body, to let somebody else make the play. And a lot of those guys, Dalton just does that and gives himself up, and just spills the ball when the ball needs to be spilled, and finds a way to make plays. And he's another one that's an undersized guy but battles his butt off and finds a way to make plays.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about the two guys to your left that been here? All three of you guys been here the entire time you've been here.
They really have, man. I tell you what, y'all are getting old. If y'all getting old, that's making me really old. But just got to recruit. I was in the recruiting process for all three of them, and just they come in on that first class, and it's they've won a lot of games, and there's no hidden secret to why they've won a lot of games. It's been because of the type men they are, and these three just do a tremendous job, I think, of representing a program, no matter what it may be, whether it's in front of a media or in an elementary classroom reading the elementary classroom to in a college classroom. All three of them are, really excellent students and just do a good job. But they're good men, number one, and that's what makes my job so enjoyable and so much fun is getting to come to work, every day and be around these guys. And it's even though we've been together a long time, it's kind of a deal where you don't want that to end. It goes by too fast. I mean, I think if you went individual and asked all three of them if are you really seniors? Is this really the last year? So it's been very enjoyable and looking forward to many more games this year. But like I said, can't speak enough about the top men these guys are.
Justin and Dylan, you've had some success on the offensive line. Just kind of talk about how they.
Well, those guys have played a ton of snaps. I mean, to play as many games as they've played in, it's that experience you can't replace. So these guys, it's not much you can throw at us from schematically that these guys have not seen. So very seldom do we not get a hat on hat, but it's due to leadership out of these two guys and the way they handle their business. And like I said, they play the game same way Dalton plays. They battle their butt off. There's no surprise, what you're going to get every snap. It's not a variety. It's you're going to get a quality snap every time the ball snapped out of these two guys. I mean, they're going to be physical. They're going to battle you to the time the ball snaps, to the whistle blows, and that's the way you want your guys to play. And they do a great job of doing that. But they've become good pass blockers. They've always been really good run blockers, and just do a good job, handling. People are starting to blitz run on us, and they've been able to handle that pretty well. But like I said, it goes back to the experience and the number of games they played in.
For Justin and Dylan, something that different offensive linemen have pointed out is you guys have a pretty tight bond, the offensive line together. What are some of the things you guys do or have done to help build that bond that you guys have?
I think initially it's going to go back to Coach Trey Clark and when he took us over some 3 years ago, and we just started doing a lot of things together. And it was normal to come up to the film room and there'd be 6 or 7 guys just in there hanging out and watching the game from the past week or another opponent. And obviously we've all lived in the same apartment complex, our 5 years here, so we wake up together, eat breakfast, it's a family. And that's we take pride in that in the offensive line room.
Yeah, I mean, we really never stop hanging out. I mean, it doesn't just end at practice or whatever. I mean, but in practice, to build a bond, we sweat, we bleed, we do everything together. I mean, we go through a lot of hard times blocking those defensive linemen over there, but so we had to go through that together, and then so that just makes us really close. And outside of football, I mean, we go to Olive Garden on Thursdays. I mean, we're always hanging out. The offensive line's always together.
Am I invited to Olive Garden?
Whenever you want to come.
You'll pick the tab up there. I'll let you go. I'll let you.
Who came up with the name War Pigs?
I would say Trey Clark and Adam Wright, maybe. The combination of the two.
Yeah.
It came, I don't even know really how it came up. It just kind of stuck one day, and we just all started going with War Pigs. And I would say Dylan's kind of took the ring lead of that ever since those two guys have left. But it's a lot of fun. It's something, we kind of get in and do the dirty work, and it's something that we can take pride in, and people can identify us by that.
Yeah, I'd say Trey Clark definitely came up with it, and then I kind of ran with it. I mean, I put it's on my car tag. My car tag says War Pig. I got it hung up on my wall in my apartment. I mean, I've just ran with it.
Yeah, we've got T-shirts done in the past 5 years. It's some War Pig design, something crazy like that. So.
Coach Cross, what does War Pig mean to you?
Well, it kind of, brings some attention to the offensive line. I first heard it, I thought it was kind of catchy, and it did catch on, and anytime that you can bring a little glory to those guys, because it's a position on the field, kind of like defensive end sometimes. I mean, at least the defensive end's got a chance to make a sack or a tackle for a loss or something like that. These guys don't get noticed a lot. I mean, so it's good to bring a little attention to them, and they know, we do things a little bit different. It's all a team game, and we show a lot of appreciation to them. But I think that saying is kind of brought some attention to them in the job that they do. So, they definitely stood behind the nickname. They do battle and they do go to war. Each time the ball snaps.
Y'all give him an honorary membership and a T-shirt?
I usually get a T-shirt. I have to get a little bit of smaller one, but I don't get the 3X or 2X or whatever. So,
Justin, you started every game of your career, and Dylan, once you got to Star Line, I think you started every game since then. What? How does that happen? Where you get hit every play that you're out there? How do you survive?
I can definitely say I feel it now. My first 2 years, it was kind of this is awesome, wake on Saturday, feel fine. But now, after a game, it's 5 years of doing this and going against those guys every day. It's definitely put a beating on the body, but I think that's a testament to our strength and conditioning, the training staff that we have, all those things. It takes the entire JSU Gamecock, anyone that's involved with it, for our success. So it's been a long road, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, same as Justin. I mean, when I was a freshman, I think my first probably 4 years here, I think I went to the training room maybe one day a year, because just like one little small thing might have happened, and I'm in there every day now, 2 hours a day. So I mean, as you get older, you have to stay in the training room and do a lot more to prepare for games. But it's been real fun.
No tackle eligible plays in the playbook anymore?
No, I don't think we went that far. We'll just stick to what we know how to do. So
that'd be a debate. Which one you get to catch it?
yeah.
They all think they're athletes. So, they played a little basketball, different things in high school, so that would be a battle. But
That was about 50 pounds ago, though. So.
What's it like blocking him in practice?
Campbell comes with it in the game, and he comes with it in practice, and that's what you get from every defensive end, and each guy's different in their own way. So we have to adapt to block those guys, and really any guy we see in the game, it's like we've got a guy on our defense that's similar to another person. So that really helps us in our success is going up against those guys every day.
Yeah, he's like a human wrecking ball. I mean, if you're pulling, he's going to blow you up. I think we took a lot of our straight-on pulling against Campbell out because there's just so much impact for us and him. I mean, he sacrifices his body, plays real hard, and I've been blocking him for 4 years now. So,
You do have to be careful of that from a coach's perspective, because once you know a guy's going to do what Dalton will do, when you get a puller coming at you, you don't want to test that too much. So like I said, it's he plays the game physical.
Dalton, when you have to go against your team's offensive line, whether it's first, second, or third team, what's something they do? What's a way that they help make you better?
I mean, we have depth. Like, this one thing we have on offensive line, we have depth. So the next man up mentality, like if, I don't want it to happen, but if they go down, no one's scared to come up and play. And so they play as hard as they can in practice, and they block us, whenever they can. They try their hardest. So it's the next man up mentality. I know Coach Revis is not scared for the next man up, because everybody's prepared for, each week.